Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to go over yesterday's trades and then how I prepared last night for today. So this was last night. Robinhood shows you live overnight how the market is doing. So this is FFIE. I was 201% up, and then by the time it was 6:25, I sold at 210%. So that was great ROI right there. And then yesterday, Walmart had their earnings and they did so well. And so I saw that they were climbing up really nicely. There was a nice breakout there. So entry point was waiting for me, like right there. You always want to buy low and then sell high, right? And so I changed my candlesticks to see where I should enter, and it was right at 63.99 at that moment. The VWAP is 63.63. So if we could get down to 63.63, that would be great. So their earnings was wonderful. They were 14% above expected revenue, which basically means that we might skyrocket here. So right now what I'm doing is just trying to figure out, where do I want my entry point? See, your entry point is crucial. You have to enter at the right time. If you don't enter at the right time, it could literally screw up the entire trade, just from my experience. My strategy relies on a excellent entry point and exit point. Exit points are not too greedy either. So basically here I am seeing that I have a great entry point where the breakout was, and I ended up taking that entry point at like 63.77, like I stated, like right when that red candle hit, like right there, 63.34-ish, like right around there is where I ended up just buying, and then it just skyrocketed so high. I ended up selling at 64.02. Or no, like 64.10 actually. And then it went all the way up to 64.40, as you can see at that tip of that candle. So that was a great trade right there. And then Bank of America, I like Bank of America. I don't mind it. I typically do not lose with Bank of America. It has a very steady pattern that's easy to follow. And so Bank of America was skyrocketing. The crazy part is I had a lot of calls on Bank of America that were out to $39. And if I would have kept them, they would have done so well. But anyway, I see that Bank of America was just skyrocketing. And so, you always want to look to the left when you want to go right. So if you want to figure out which way it's going to go to the right, you want to look at what it's been doing to the left. That's again like my strategy, and it works well. So I know Bank of America very well, so I waited again for that drop. I think I got in right there at 38.71, and as soon as I saw that first green candle, I just got right in. And I ended up selling at like 39.27 or 39.25-ish. And it was great. That also had a really nice ROI that I was super happy about. I also traded SPY. Of course, I traded SPY because I love trading SPY. It is actually one of my favorites, and SPY has been skyrocketing. Now, I will say I'm making this video 2 days later, so this trade, as you can see, SPY had hit 531.50, and I had an open call on it, and it was up like 118%. I should have taken profits because SPY immediately dropped. When I saw that long candle right there, especially multiple long candles, I should have sold a long time ago, but I kept holding, thinking that SPY would eventually skyrocket up, and of course it did not. And the contract actually expired today, and I ended up just basically holding it out, and I lost the whole thing, and I should have sold at that 531. And the reason why I didn't sell is because every day this week it was just like booming up, like it was just rising constantly. It went from like the 520s all the way to like the 531. Like that was the highest it went. And I should have known that it wouldn't break that resistance, but it is what it is. We live and we learn. And then now let's look at FFI. I mean, FFI has been really showing out. I traded it very small throughout the week, so like nothing too major, like honestly. But then I was like, you know what? let me put in a nice significant larger amount. So I just went right in because, you know, they're super cheap. These are penny stocks, and they're kind of like a meme stock right now. And so I got in at Ffie when it was like way down in like the 150s or 40s. And I just kept the call for until today. I'm also looking at AMC. AMC did make me a lot of money when we had that nice short squeeze. And now I have a put on AMC, so I'm shorting it to see if it'll get back down to its normal level of like $2.99, $3. I do have the expiration date on this set out for next week, so we'll see what it's doing so far. Back to SPY. Right now I'm just scalping. Back to SPY we go. And it just kept dropping, you know, it just kept dropping, and it stayed pretty much at that 528 level. Here is my FFI returns. I ended up selling at 212% returns for FFI, so that was fantastic. I thought it was the 210, but I see the time now, it's the 212, but same thing. So now I'm just scalping for the next day. Which is for today. I see in Yahoo Finance that Reddit has some, you know, movement happening. Reddit has been doing very well lately. I have only traded Reddit once, and I did win that trade, but I haven't traded Reddit since then. I'm pretty skeptical about Reddit because I'm not used to the pattern just yet. But it was something I was looking at, which I did not end up trading today actually, but it was up. It was really up. Yahoo Finance will really just be your best friend in the trading world because they basically have all the information you need to make a educated guess about your trade. So I'm just, you know, scalping through different articles, reading more about different companies and what's happening with the economy and what's just going on and how all of this can impact the market. SPY dropped because I was paying attention to the chart and not the live news. And an hour after it hit its high, the Feds announced that they will not cut rates and that inflation is at an all-time high, and that completely tanked SPY. So I'm curious to how next week will do. So we might see a lot of shorts coming next week. Looking at Snow because they're having some movement with Google in regards to like buying their AI. They also have earnings coming out. So they were something that I was looking at, and they did see, as you can see, they're skyrocketing super high here, and their earnings are also coming out. They have a lot of different initiatives going on with Google. So I am eyeing Snow right now. I think they're pretty good. I definitely have traded Snow once in April, I think. But I don't recall if I won or lost. I want to say I won. And sometimes Robinhood will give you accurate option information, but sometimes it's not accurate. So I like to look at some of the different option contracts that are open. And when I say it's accurate and not accurate, it's only because I'm doing this at like night, at 8 o'clock at night. So like it won't be accurate because the market's not open. And so I'm just looking at the different contract prices. I always like to stay in the money. In the money is like the best option all the time. You're guaranteed to win no matter what. And so now I am just here scalping Snow, seeing what the highest has been, you know, seeing what the trends are. Again, looking left to make a decision to go right. Oh, I did end up playing Google today. So I did, I think I was up like 50 or 60% on the Google call that I had. That was pretty decent. And the Google call was basically in regards to what's going on with Snow. So I ended up trading Google instead of Snow. I didn't even really look at Snow. Google is a great trade also. Like trading Google Class C specifically, they move pretty well, especially when they have a catalyst like breaking news. They skyrocket tremendously. I have made $608 within 15 minutes with a Google call. So they're one of my favorites for sure when there's something major happening. I saw that David Tepper ended up having Alibaba in one of his portfolios. So I ended up buying Alibaba, but it totally tanked today, and I couldn't take the loss, and I was pretty maxed out of losses. for the week. And so I ended up just selling the Alibaba call. I'm glad that I did because there was also some news about Chinese stocks tanking because of their government trying to interfere with their work. I also saw Adobe. I was really shocked that Adobe was on the radar with some news that kind of came out. And I was looking at their options, but I wasn't too interested, so I moved on really quick from there. Oracle also was in the article I was reading. They have some initiatives happening, some movement, and I saw their option contracts. Whenever the options are like $20, $30, I like to buy like a $500 worth, if I could, depending on how much I believe in the stock, right? So I think 500 is a great risk for me. No matter what, that's always my max. Sometimes the most I have spent is about like 1300, 1400 on Tesla options because those are a little bit more. But overall, I would be getting like a lot of shares when I do that also, or a lot of contracts, shall I say. Not necessarily, not shares. So here's Oracle's chart. Oracle looks great. Nice spikes that have been happening throughout the week. So I was super. I like that. So overall, that's how I scalp for my trades. That's how my trades went. Also yesterday, today, I did get a chance to record some of my trades, so I post that. And here's where I thought SPY would end up, and it didn't. So this was a loss. Thanks for watching. Bye.